My name is Corlina McKenna, and I'm a teacher specialist with the Office of Instructional Technology. Today, I'd like to go over some differentiation tips and tricks that you can use with your students when using WeVideo Classroom. WeVideo Classroom is an excellent tool because it allows you to monitor student progress in real time. It also allows your students to work in groups where all the students can collaborate on the same project at the same time. Whether you have your students using the media from within the WeVideo library or you're going to have them record their own unique media, video projects are an excellent way for students to show what they know. Each student video will be completely unique, even if you scaffold it along the way. So let's talk a little bit about how you can scaffold this. I know with my students, I had students on such broad levels where I had students who finished very quickly and I needed to give them feedback in order to push their project to the next level. But I also had students who were working from graphic organizers and vocabulary lists, and I wanted to give them a structure in which they could just enter their information into. So let's take a look at the different ways you can differentiate for your students within WeVideo. From your home screen, select the class in which you would like to review the student progress for. Open the assignment and click Review Progress. This will show you a list of students who have either not started, turned it in, or are in progress. From the In Progress section, you're going to want to access View Progress. Now, for some of my students, they just needed a little bit of a nudge. So in this case, I can click within their video and I can add feedback, such as shorten this clip using the split tool. The student will then see this feedback when they log into WeVideo the next time. For more detailed scaffolding, one of the things that WeVideo Classroom allows you to do is actually add media into the student's media library. Their media library is here. So in the case of this project, I was able to go into stock media, search for media that fit the project, and actually add several pieces of media into their project at one time so that it appeared for the student the next time they went in. This was really helpful for some of my students who just needed help gathering their thoughts. They were then able to take this media and drag it into the timeline and create a full featured project. Similarly, you can do the same thing with text features. You can go in and add the text that you think your students are going to need to use during their project. And again, this is going to show up for the students when they log in. So it eliminates a couple of the steps in terms of students having to go in and find what it is you're asking them to find. So for some of my students, this was exactly what they needed. They needed a fully filled out library where they were just pulling the pieces from, and then they could assemble their video on their own. For some of my other students, they needed a bit more scaffolding. So one of the things I was able to do after I filled their library, I was able to go in and sort of rough out the overall structure of the video they were going to create. So sometimes this included actually grabbing the clips themselves and putting them on the video tracks in the correct order or placement so that they were then going to go in and primarily focus on editing the different features. So in this case, they would be editing the text feature for a title scene. Similarly, I could go in and I could drag the different text elements throughout their video so that when they came in, they would see the elements they needed. And what they needed to do was just double click on this box and go ahead and type in the information that they had been given. This can also work alongside the feedback tool, where you could use the feedback tool to add more individualized feedback, such as add the definition for kinetic energy. Sometimes I just had to go in and clean them up a bit while they were sitting right there. Other times the feedback worked excellently. But no matter what kind of scaffolding and support I gave my students, every project that I got from them was amazing. It's worth the little full glimpse into several of the ways that WeVideo can help you differentiate and scaffold video projects for your students.